So we're just about to restart the match as the warm-up has just concluded, and tonight's map will be Breach, and I think this is a very defensive-sided map. This map has been very popular actually between a lot of teams that have decided to challenge other teams higher up on the ladder. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams react to the fact that it is very defensive. I don't really think that either side... I don't think it's really going to affect either side, to be honest, in terms of how these two teams play. JaV can sometimes be very aggressive, but well known within AA2 to be very defensive. So I'm not sure whether or not they will be able to translate that over to AA4, which is a completely new game. JaV have recently rebuilt their side, as I have indicated in the previous few casts, with JaV being able to actually pick off a few new recruits, and as a result have done sufficiently well in the rest of the games that they have played, given their new recruits. On the other side, KTS have got most of their players from America's Army 2 in Genocide and Defiant, Langy Sideshow and Monkey as well. So in particular, Genocide and Defiant I think are the two guys that they'll be looking to have the most impact for the Night Stalkers tonight. The teams have decided to choose, as KTS have challenged, so they've actually decided to choose defense to start their match, and that's, I think, a good strategic move, given that it is a defensive-sided map with a built-in one redundancy. JaV, I think, are going to have to sit back a little bit and try and get those picks early and rotate quickly into the open area to try and get the flag. So this is live, and we're looking for a great match. Just before we get underway, or as we do get underway, I think it's going to be a close match, but I think that the fact that Genocide is quite will have a good impact on tonight's match, so it might end up being closer to a KTS win. As you can see, a little bit of a conference here happening in the western side of the defensive building, whereas JaV are all really spread out, just waiting for these picks, and I'm actually just going to be interested to see how these guys are setting up. One on the flag, one bottom west, one bottom central. As you can see, Red Wings almost getting picked off there by Defiant, and Defiant moving in very, very well, or rotating to a different position very, very well. Make sure it doesn't get re-picked. Red Wings being aggressive to start off with. And he's just retreated a little bit to patch himself. You can see he's just lost a little bit of health there, about 30 to 40%. The rest of the guys look like they're going to start pushing up for the JaV side. And as you can see, Crowbar on the... just looking very, very carefully at this eastern boiler here. And this is going to be interesting to see whether or not he peaks first, or whether or not his teammates are going to help him out. You can see the other side really starting to, and flashes are coming through. Red Wings trying to get that first pick in the central area, but unfortunately he's not successful. Crowbar's coming in, and Monkey should be gone here, but unluckily for him, he survives, and it's absolute chaos in the central flag room as flashes and nades are coming out. Monkey's just rotated around, trying to trace. Crowbar indeed takes the kill, but the flag has been taken by Red Wings, and now KTS are caught on the back foot. Looks like they're just trying to figure out what's happening as Dombey gets the kill on Monkey, and now it's a 3-on-1 situation. Langy's the last guy left. I don't think he's realised the flag is gone, as he's still watching the western corridor. And the first round, I think, is going to go to the JaV side. So that first round on Assault going to JaV, that's well done, as they coordinated those moves very, very well indeed. Well, Langy off to a very, very slow start. I'm not entirely sure whether or not he realised he was the last one alive, but he was just minding his own business in the western top area, and I don't necessarily know if he, one, knew that the rest of his teammates were dead, or two, that the flag was taken. So pretty late reaction there. I'm not entirely sure. I would have expected him to, as soon as the flag was taken and he realised that the flag wasn't coming west, that he would have moved and rotated. But the first round going to JaV, and I think the next few rounds will be indicative of whether or not these two teams are suitably matched, or whether or not one team is more capable than the other. So again, a pretty slow start to the round, as I think most of the guys are just trying to figure out where the rest of the team are sitting and also where the enemies are positioning themselves. You see Red Wings trying to get a bit of a pick here, just trying to suss it out. But Matza with this northeastern line to the top of the boiler, that's a good move. Just covering his teammate, just trying to bait out some of the guys over there. As Langy just gets a quick pick, whoopsies, on some of the one of the JaV guys, and now he's a little bit overextended in this western area. Fortunately for him, no one's really pushing, and Picatinny should take a hit soon, and doesn't do so. As Langy's now trying to flank him and rotate, and he does well, taking out Picatinny, and now it's a 5-on-2 situation. JaV need to rotate real quickly, otherwise they're going to get shot from both front and back. Crowbar, Matza actually, you can see just along this corner and takes out Langy very, very well. Crowbar is just holding up this position at this point in time, trying to wait until Matza gets into position, which is exactly what he's doing right now. And they look like they're going to push east and west as Matza is coming down from below. Nope, looks like... Oh, Matza getting a great kill on Sideshow, and Crowbar lucky to survive that, and as a result, Monkey makes him pay the price. Matza, the last guy left, 1-on-3 situation as he makes it 1-on-2, and he's top west here, and Monkey's unaware, and Matza could get wallbanged here, but luckily for him, escapes with about 30% health to find the last guy left, and 15 seconds on the clock. This round should go to KTS if they can just make sure that their last guy doesn't survive, doesn't get killed. And as you can see, he's actually gone out of the building and it's just hiding here. 5 seconds left, and Matza is going to try and chase him, but it's not going to look good for him as this first round, or the second round of the match, goes to KTS. Well, at this point in time, I'm just looking at the scoreboard, and given Picatinny's unfamiliarity with this map, I'm not entirely sure whether or not he was the best replacement for Deviant, I should say. It's Defiant and Deviant, two different players. And I'm a bit concerned that if he doesn't really work tonight, he might find himself as the anchor tonight. But it's early days, and he's only got 1 death to 0 kills, so we'll see what happens as the match progresses. I'd consider Monkey the only other guy for KTS who could be an anchor. As you can see, he's doing alright, not too bad. Genocide and Defiant, the two guys who I thought would be the best on the KTS side, have actually yet to make an impact on the scoreboard, but that's early days in this match already, so nothing to be worried about too much, as Matza does well to flash himself and Red Wings, and Red Wings just recovering from that flash right now. He's going to try again, and let's see if he can do it better. Gets the frag in the window, fortunately, but doesn't make any impact on any of the KTS players. He's trying to bait out one of his some of these enemies here. He's going to just try and push this eastern boiler, create some noise, see how the KTS guys react as Zombies gets picked off by Genocide. He's the other guy that Genocide, not Genocide. I think Zombies is the other guy who needs to play well tonight if JaV are to win. As Red Wings gets the kill on Monkey, well done. As he's pushed up into this boiler, into the central flag area, and he's pinned down by 2 guys. Luckily, he's going to try and get the flag and get the heck out of there. And that's exactly what he does. But Crowbar gets taken down by Genocide. It's absolutely hectic in this area as Matza is trying to survive at this point in time. But Red Wings has the flag, and this should be, hopefully, a very simple extract, as he should slide here, as Deviant almost got a bead on the retreating Red Wings. So already I've mentioned a defensive sided map, but the first two of the 3 rounds going to JaV, with Matza and Red Wings the main contributors for their predicament at this stage. And KTS with a pretty standard setup in the defensive building, but I don't think it's necessarily working. I think Monkey's a little bit too overextended on this eastern side, and generally he's one of the first to die, which probably means that he needs to reposition himself. But at this point in time, it looks like it's pretty standard, as Langy almost gets seen in this window. And they're just going to have a bit of a firefight here, and it's probably not a good idea, given that Genocide has a nade in his hand and takes out zombies very, very well. So Red Wings, and you can see Sideshow just on the other side of those boxes, and this is going to be bad for him as Sideshow takes him out. It's a 5-on-3 situation now, as SK are very solid in the defensive area. 5-on-3 is very, very difficult for the assaulting team to push from, so they're going to have to be very, very coordinated here and outshoot the rest of these guys. Is pushing in this bottom area, and Red Wings should have come to Picatinny that there's actually a guy there behind the boxes. Langy has rotated around to take out Matza, and now it's a 2-on-5 situation. Picatinny trying to react, but unfortunately he gets taken out by Sideshow. The last guy left is Crowbar, and I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get shot in the back of the head from a rotating Langy who's in this northeastern building, and he could find himself in a bit of issues as well, as Sideshow should be able to take Crowbar out, and does sufficiently well. So 3 guys getting taken out by 1 Sideshow in the central bottom area, and that's not great communication by any of the JaV guys. Red Wings, Picatinny and Crowbar all getting taken out by the same guy, and there was a sufficient time to be able to communicate that to the JaV side, so I don't understand why Sideshow was able to have that much of an impact in that round. But hopefully they would have sussed out that he's going to be sitting there quite a lot, so they might be able to entry frag that quite quickly if they have their brains switched on tonight. Red Wing's getting flashed already in this boiler, and is done well to just cover himself, make sure he can't get shot from the top of the boiler. It looks like that's where they're going to be pushing today, or this match at least, this round I should say, as nades are coming out, and Monkey will be lucky to survive this. Goes to 21%, and now Red Wings pushing in, takes out Monkey very, very well, retreating as Zombies gets taken out by one of the KTS guys. KTS is going to try and rotate around, I think, as it looks pretty stagnant here. You can see Genocide and Defiant both on the western side, but having lines towards the east, and the JaV guys are stacked on this eastern side. I'm yet to see any smokes coming out, as Crowbar is one of the guys who does, and Red Wings very well takes out Defiant, and the rest of the guys are starting to come in now. Crowbar is just watching what is happening on this side, as it's a 3-on-3 situation. Crowbar just poking, as Defiant gets taken down by Defiant. Defiant gets taken down by Red Wings, I should say, and Sideshow is just on this very tight line and should take out Crowbar, but doesn't, in some pretty inaccurate shooting. Luckily smokes are coming out, and this should be enough for Crowbar to take the flag and start the extraction. Nangi has already all rotated around to this the assault-sided spawn area, and Picatinny takes him out very, very well. So it's a 2-on-1 situation, and JaV have caressed this flag movement into their extraction. So another round going to JaV, as they look like they are on the board with their strats tonight. So another round going to JaV, and that first entry frag against Monkey is starting to hurt the KTS side, as that's one of the most accessible areas, which is successfully breached quite often. As you can see, Langy has pushed out with his teammates into the western side, but Red Wings coming back to help his teammate, takes one of the KTS guys out. 4-on-3 situation. The Sideshow has made his way into the western side, as you can see through there. Red Wings unaware of this at this point in time, and KTS only have at least 2 on the flag, with Sideshow stranded in this western side. And already Red Wings taking out the last, or one of the last guys in the West. Defiant, one of the last guys, the last guy on the KTS side, and does well taking out Crowbar. But it's a 3-on-1 situation as Picatinny makes it count on the scoreboard. So Crowbar, surprisingly, not doing too well at this stage. 1-5 kill to death ratio. Like I have always emphasized, kill to death ratio isn't the most important aspect of the competitive gaming, but he does like that boiler area and hasn't, I don't think, been too successful. The other one, Zombies, I think he's just getting picked off early, and as a result is suffering from that, so unable to get any kills. So last round, KTS decided to push out in this western side and weren't successful. Zombies gets a first pick on Genocide. Again, a slow start as we see Langy is pushed out into this boiler area, and Red Wings has got a frag out, and this could be a problem, but Defiant's already running away, as you can see. The frag has hit Red Wings as well, as in an attempt to try and get Defiant, so it's going to be an interesting move here, as Defiant is unable to make contact with Red Wings, and Red Wings, you can see already kind of switched on as Langy got the kill on Crowbar. And he's going to be looking behind him if he's going to make any impact. Langy's caught here and gets taken out by Red Wings really well. 2-on-3 situation. Mutz, one of the last guys left in this very defensive area. And Red Wings doing well to survive so far, taking out Monkey as well. So it's now on a 2-on-2 situation. Defiant and Sideshow. Sideshow's in this bottom central area and Defiant on the flag. So Red Wings is going to have his hands full trying to take out Defiant. And does so very, very well. But Sideshow getting the trade, and now it's a 1-on-1 situation. Mutzer late to the party, and Sideshow could hear him coming across. As you can see, Sideshow just in this area here. And Mutzer should be able to take him out. And that's a very good round for the JaV side. Again, they're already 5-2 up on Assault. Given that this is a defensive-sided map, I would start to be worrying if I was the KTS captain in Langy for this evening. So Defiant, interestingly, 1-4. Who has not had too much of a great impact. I think it's because Red has generally been the one that he has been engaged to, and Red has a habit of sliding around corners, which probably throws Defiant off a little bit, given that we're going to see a bit of a... I thought I was going to see a bit of a Western rush here from the KTS side, but that's not going to happen, as just a bit of spam fire as Crowbar takes out Defiant in the first pick of the round. Monkey's staying in the same spot over and over again, and it's becoming very predictable to the point where it's starting to hurt his team very, very much. The rest of the guys have... one of the guys has rotated around from KTS, but Defiant's going to be in trouble here as a nade takes him out. So Genocide getting taken out, and now the flag is wide open except for Langy, who's trying to defend the flag by himself. Does well to start off with, but Crowbar taking out Langy in a trade. And now the KTS guys are out of position as Sideshow tries to flash Mutzer, but unfortunately he doesn't do very well. So that next round going to JaV. Well, JaV looking to be too prominent in their ability tonight. I did not expect this. I thought, you know, maybe they would have done well to win the match, and I think it would have been a close one, but Red Wings, the guy who's really carried his team, and Zombies, unfortunately not doing too well at this point in time. Maybe the defense rounds will help him out. So KTS have started to learn and decided to not pick this central window, but as a result, they've decided to go somewhere else, and that one redundancy is starting to hurt them bad, as they're just getting picked off one by one here. Defiant in a dangerous position and gets taken out by Red Wings. That position is just too predictable and too open, in my opinion. You can get frags from that area without even seeing an enemy, unless you have good sound. It's really, really hard to have an impact. As Langy has been caught off guard, as Red Wings just managing to find a way into the defensive compound with no real resistance here. Genocide, one of the last guys left. Monkey taking out, getting taken out, and Crowbar taking out Genocide. So another round going to JaV. And this is looking like a very one-sided affair for JaV, who are yet to even make, yet to even get on the defensive side of their map. So KTS have one more round to win on the scoreboard. They need to really pick their game up. They need to get one more round on defense at least, because that's not going to help them, as Langy's trying to push out and take out zombies. Does well, and his mate should be pretty much behind him, as Matza is going to try and anticipate the attack from Langy. And Langy doing well, not really getting too damaged here, and it's a 5-on-3 situation. Looks like JaV decides, as Langy takes out Genocide in a friendly fire incident. Red Wings is almost on the flag at this point in time, taking out Monkey, and it's now a 2-on-3 situation. Langy's rotated around, likes to be pretty aggressive on that western side, and it could be a good thing for him, as he takes out Red Wings really, really well. 2-on-2 situation, as it's looking pretty good for the SKA guys. They've set up really well here. One on the eastern side, overlooking the whole map, bar the western side, which is obviously covered by Sideshow, and Langy with some good sound taking out Picatinny as he tried to push. So Crowbar, the last guy left, and I'd be surprised actually where Sideshow is. Oh yeah, he's rotating into this extraction as Crowbar takes out Langy. 1-on-1 situation, and Crowbar has a lot of time on his hands should he decide to wait it out, and that's exactly not what he's doing. Sideshow on this top area here should be able to take out Crowbar. Oh, and it does so indeed. Very, very well done. So finally KTS making some sort of an impact on the defensive side of the map with 3 wins, but JaV overwhelmingly with 7 wins at half time. Well, like I said, I didn't really expect this. I thought JaV might have been on the money with a close win or a very close loss, but Genocide and Defiant, the 2 guys who haven't really made an impact. Langy, the main guy on KTS, who made an impact. So Genocide and Defiant not really having too much of an impact. Same with Monkey, and that's, as a result, has left them in their current predicament as it stands. So these 2 teams have swapped sides now, and it'll be interesting to see how these guys set up. It looks like a 3-2 split, east and west respectively, for the KTS side. They're not even bothering about this central side, as Smoke's coming out. A pretty good move actually, blocking the line of sight for any picks for the JaV team. As Sideshow gets the first kill on Crowbar, and this could be good. Genocide pushing in now with the help of Langy, and Defiant getting another frag entry frag, I should say, into the eastern boiler area. Langy getting taken out by zombies, and Genocide late to the party, which means that the kill will basically be ineffective. Monkey getting a kill on one of the JaV guys, and looks like KTS controlled the majority of the bottom area. Flashes and nades coming out as Genocide trying to get a pick on Picatinny, which doesn't pay off, and now it's quickly reduced to a 2-on-2 situation after those early frags from the KTS side really put the first round in doubt for the KTS side. But they've done well, for the JaV side I should say. They've done well so far to bring it back. So Defiant's just got to be really careful here, as Red Wings tries to pick this guy off, but in consequently making some kind of noise. And Picatinny is a bit slow, but finally realizes that there's someone on the flag. 1-on-1 situation, Sideshow versus Picatinny, both with reasonably the same amount of health, but Sideshow with no frags or flashes, no supporting weaponry, so he's going to have to outshoot Picatinny. As you can see here. And Picatinny doing well. So that first round on defense going immediately to the JaV side. And I thought KTS were doing well with those 2 entry frags at the start of the round, very early in the round. But I don't know what happened there. I think they just really didn't coordinate their movement, and as a result, They just got picked off one by one, resulting in the 2-on-2 situation, which then resulted in JaV coming back from their terrible predicament to come back to win that round. So JaV starting out pretty defensive. Genocide and Langy trying to push this western side. Langy can just hear a few guys on this western area. I think he's unsure whether or not it's top or bottom, but he doesn't make too much of a difference with Zombie, just only a little bit hurt from that frag, and Monkey gets taken out by Zombie in the end in bottom central. Smokes are coming out, meaning it's going to be really, really hard for Langy to push through this. I'd be surprised if he did. And he does! Indeed, taking out Zombies. Very, very well done. He must have communicated that. Monkey must have communicated that to his teammate as he goes down. The rest of the guys are pushing in now, and they're starting to hold to get these flashes out. And Langy just trying to Rambo this. Does so initially and then gets taken out. So now it's a 2-on-4 situation. Picatinny getting taken out by Genocide, and Sideshow coming in to help him very late. But now they have the top western area. They need to be careful here with how they pick. As Genocide gets taken out by Crowbar. Sideshow's going to re-pick this, and I don't think this is the smartest idea. And he's unscoped, but amazingly takes care of Mutza. Very well done indeed. 2-on-1 situation. Crowbar's on about 5% health. That's not going to be too good. And he could be in a bit of trouble here as the flag is right next to Red Wings, who takes out Sideshow. Well, I did not expect this at all. I thought JaV might have done well to come close to a win, but they've run rampant here tonight. And the close match which I expected has now turned into a bloodbath. KTS starting to change up a little bit of their structure here. One on the west side and there's one on central with 3 on the east. And that's the structure that they decided to keep here, as Defiant throws out a nade and takes care of Mutza very, very well. Very, very well. And Zombie taking out Monkey, as the rest of the JaV guys just holding their position here. And some hopeful nades, which I think JaV are smart enough not to pick, as Zombie takes out Langy. And now Sideshow has breached into this attacking area, defensive area, but faces Picatinny, might face Picatinny, I should say, as he gets taken out. And a wild nade there by Red Wings gets the JaV team off to a not so good round, as KTS bring one back. You can see KTS guys very, very low on honor. These are their main accounts, so in comparison to the JaV guys, they have less experience, and that experience is probably the reason why JaV are so successful at this point in time. Red Wings, the main contributor, with 21 kills to 8 deaths. He is known to be very aggressive, as KTS stick with a 4-1 split east and west respectively. Sideshow pushing into this main area, and this hopeful nade might actually get someone here. Oh, unfortunately for him, doesn't. Langy's just watching this area, and the KTS have slowed this right down, and JaV have just been real patient, not making too many mistakes. Mutza getting the kill on Defiant to make it a 5-on-4 situation. And this could be bad, as Genocide has preempted that Picatinny will be around that corner. Doesn't make too much of a difference though with that nade, just dropping him down to 50%. Zombie's getting 2 picks as Picatinny takes out Mutza in a friendly nade, and Genocide taking out Zombie. So 1-on-3 situation, and Picatinny will be right around this corner. Should be able to take out the enemy, but in doing so, throws a flash out, and Genocide has made it a 2-on-1 situation. And Genocide just Just holding his area here. Crowbar's rotating around. This could be dangerous. But Genocide decides to move out and tries to re-peak that area, which Red Wings has held very successfully. So now it is a match point to JaV as they storm home here on defense. Just in recognition of the rest of the week's matches, tonight was JaV versus KTS. But on Tuesday night, we have Clutch Gaming of Australia in second position, challenging Legionnaires. That match will be an absolute cracker, and hopefully it promises to bring a very close match. And also on Thursday, we will have Pacific Gamers taking on Impervious Esports as we get back to the match here. And Langy's taken out two guys in the central bottom area and western bottom area, and that's leaving a gaping hole in the JaV structure, but Mata successfully holding Langy off, at least initially, as Crowbar gets the pick on Sideshow. It's a 4-on-2 situation as JaV are going to struggle here with the low numbers, and I'd be interested to see whether or not they are just going to get out of there, or whether or not they're going to try and defend the flag, as Mata's rotated around. This could be a sneak attack from behind, and Langy could be in a dangerous area. Oh, and he's not going to go for the pick, as now he is, and as a result, not taking out Langy, who are now on the flag with his teammate, and Langy's rushed Matza, and in the end it goes to the KTS side. So I think KTS just do not, they will be ending up as losers tonight. As we fly around the map, just trying to get my bearings here. So they've decided to go over 2-1-2 split KTS, which is a bit more conventional, but as a result they'll lose a bit of strength on this eastern side, which they've held so well. Sideshow going in with Monkey, and they're getting these frags out, and that's a terrible frag, and that's even terrible smoke. He's just run through and manages to breach the JaV structure, but he doesn't make too much of an impact as Crowbar gets the first hit of the round. And Langy and Defiant making an impact on the scoreboard finally, as Matza takes out Defiant in a trade, and Red Wings takes out Langy as well. So 2-on-1 situation. Both the KTS guys are on this bottom area, and surely JaV will be able to hear what's happening on this side, as it looks like they're rotating around. Sideshow would have flashed one of the JaV guys, but Genocide's getting taken out, and Matza gets taken out by Sideshow, but he needs to rotate around, otherwise Red Wings will take him out. Does a cheeky jump to try and figure out where the enemy is, and Red Wings doesn't push. That's probably a good move, given that it's a 2-on-1 situation. He's got 1 minute on the clock to make this count, otherwise it will be a win to the JaV side. And Sideshow does well to take out Red Wings, and Picatinny, the last guy left, all he has to do is watch the flag here. He's making some noise, and Sideshow will be able to hear that, hopefully. But he has no frags or smokes, and 15 bullets in his magazine. And takes out Picatinny with a great hit. And that's the advantages of sound, as Picatinny made too much of a noise, and that round, which I expected to go to the JaV side, has ended up with the KTS side winning that, actually. And KTS are just hanging on here by the fingertips, and I wouldn't be so audacious to predict some kind of comeback, but if that did happen, that would be a great spectacle to watch. As it looks like they're going back to their old ways. They're going to stack 3 on the east and 2 in the central area, as Genocide and Lang have not been very successful in this western area. That's held too well by Picatinny and the rest of their crew, as Crowbar getting the first pick on one of the KTS guys, and Sideshow again doing his famous run through to this front area, takes out Matza, who's caught unawares, but Crowbar making the trade happen very, very well. That guy is very switched on. Flash is coming out, and it's now down to a 2-on-4 situation as the rest of the guys on the KTS side have been left in terrible position. And in the end, Zombie's getting the last kill on Genocide. So that match has finished with JaV way too strong for the KTS side, who've only just joined the ladder very recently. So JaV don't seem to be too worried about the fact that the majority of the KTS players left the original clan to go to KTS, because JaV have recruited some great new recruits in Crowbar and also Matza. So in the end, it was JaV who were too strong for KTS, taking out the win 11-6.